Kitchen trends are kind of predictable. Until now. You've likely not heard of these 9 kitchen trends, and if you have, it's because you're rewatching this video because it just impacted you that much, or you're just that far ahead of the curve. The trends on this list are really, really different. Things that we hadn't seen before on any kitchen list, because normally when we look at kitchen design trend lists, they're kind of all the same. You can kind of expect what's going to be on them. But this list was completely different. Just wait till you hear these. Let's dive in right now. The number one, the first one, the thing that blew my mind when I read this article, the fridge is hidden. No, I don't mean hidden like with a door on top of it so you just can't see it. I mean hidden in another room, somewhere else, not even in the kitchen. Like the fridge is not part of the triangle. That's crazy. Moving the fridge into another room, say a large pantry, or somewhere not in the traditional location of where fridges are normally placed, is a new thing. What? The fridge? Not included in the kitchen triangle? That's right. I mentioned in another video there's a more functional way to think about fridge placement. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to put it in another room, but it's not super essential, in my opinion, that it's connected to the triangle in the traditional way we're all used to. Is this functional? Well, probably not. However, we all use our spaces differently. You might be inclined to try this if you're brave, if you want to do something that's a little bit out of the box, out of the triangle. In your next renovation, put your fridge somewhere else in another room, in the basement, out in the deck, doesn't matter. As long as it's not within the normal kitchen space, you're gonna be trendy. I mean, you are gonna be trendy. The next trend has to do with color, and I already know what you're thinking. We've seen green, we've seen blue, we've seen beige, we've seen gray, we've seen black. We've talked about these before in other videos, but I'm not talking about any of these colors. In fact, when you look at a trend list, you would expect that one of these colors would be in the forefront, highlighted in some degree or another. But no, not on this list, because this is the new color. Yeah, that's right. Plum is the latest color taking the kitchen by storm. And I have to say, it looks kind of refreshing. I mean, I just went out and bought this shirt in the middle of filming this because I don't have anything Plum. Definitely not the color for everyone, but if you look through some of these kitchens, they look absolutely beautiful. Plum might be the color that's right for you. If you're an interior designer or you're just in the know about these things, let me know in the comments. Is it something that should be on a kitchen trend list at all? Apparently, metal is the new wood. Metal is not the new wood. Metal is metal and wood is wood. But in the kitchen, metal cabinets are apparently a trend. So this is not a far stretch because at my recent visit to IKEA, I noticed that one of their displays had these metal sheen cabinets. Now the cabinets themselves weren't metal, they had these metallic looking doors. Now whether you go for this option or you go for actual metal cabinets, the choice is yours, but metal is really trending. And I know other lists about kitchen design trends talks about mixed metals and all that kind of stuff. So again, if you're brave enough to put something like this in your kitchen, you could be at the cutting edge of what's trendy over the next couple years. I don't think it's actually going to take off, but that's just the way it is. Apron front sinks. No, I know that's on every list. It's not something new, but these apron front sinks are very different. This is the first time I really was introduced to this style of apron front sink, and I gotta say, I really think it looks amazing. Now for this, you can have an undermount sink and the apron is part of the countertop. They just put in a slab, a piece, they fit it in. It looks amazing, it looks really nice. And I can see this being a trend that really takes off because it's not that difficult to do for most homeowners. It's not that far out there that it's like, oh, we could never do that. If you have an apron front sink base, you could easily incorporate this apron front countertop piece into your design. I think it looks fabulous. I think it's something that if you're doing a kitchen renovation and putting in an apron front sink, or you're thinking about that, definitely look at this option. Now, over the years, we've seen all kinds of different backsplash options, from subway tiles to long subway tiles to great big subway tiles to herringbone to circles to hexagons to just full-on slabs, you name it, it's been out there. But the return of the small square tile is really becoming popular. And while glazed tiles seem to be the thing that everyone's gravitating towards, if you really want to be trendy, go with a square glazed tile and your kitchen could be in the next magazine. Could be. Large-scale marble veined countertops are all the rage. Now, veined countertops have been popular for a long time, but countertops that have really dark veining, really intense patterns is something that people are gravitating towards. Take a look at these pictures. They do look quite nice. And if you find the right marble or quartz or granite or quartzite, whatever the countertop choice that you're picking that has really nice, intense veining through it, it will look fabulous in your kitchen. It might not look fabulous in your kitchen, but it looks fabulous in these kitchens, and I guess that's why they took the pictures and put them in here. Double islands. Now, for a lot of people, a double island is like, listen, I hardly have space for one island, let alone two. So how can this really be a trend? And I get it. having 2 islands in a kitchen might be a little bit overkill. I mean, you need to have a massive amount of space. It has to look right. It can't just look ridiculous. It has to fit into the flow of the layout of the kitchen. Even if you do have the space, don't think, oh, I could have 2 kitchen islands. Well, maybe not. It might not look right. It might not be the best solution for you. If you have room for 2 islands and your layout will work having 2 islands, why not 3 islands? I mean, let's just take it to the next level. And yes, I did get a haircut. Frosted cabinet doors were on this list, and that's pretty interesting because it's not like this is something new, but it's something that is starting to resurface. Now, glass cabinet doors had been popular for a number of years, but people got sick of seeing inside their cabinets. It had to be kept nice if you were inclined to do so. Frosted glass, that's been around for a long time. Teardrop glass and reeded glass and all kinds of different types of glass cabinets. However, right now, frosted glass seems to be the thing that is really taking off and people are interested in. It can look really great. It breaks up the space a little bit so it's not all just wall cabinets. And if you don't like having open shelves but you want to display things in your kitchen, this might be an option. Frosted door cabinets also add a little bit of reflection in your kitchen, so it can make the space look a little bit brighter, and they look killer if you put lights inside them. Just another option that you can have with glass front cabinets that you don't normally have with a regular door. This next one was on my list of things that shouldn't be on a kitchen trend list, but apparently I'm wrong. Pot racks are becoming very popular. You can say, pot racks, really? Don't be afraid to put a pot rack back in your kitchen. There's all kinds of varieties. They don't have to be hanging over an island. They can be on a wall. They can be somewhere else. So if you have some really nice pots and you want to store them in a way that everyone can see them all the time and they're just right there for you, a pot rack might be the way to go. There's lots of options out there if you love it. Oop. Want more trends? This video is not your average kitchen trend list. It's really cool. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.